Remember when politics felt different? When a debate sounded like two adults trading ideas, not trading insults? Today it can feel like the goal isn't to persuade, it's to humiliate. In this video, we're unpacking how our political decorum deteriorated, why it matters, and what we can do to fix it. First, a quick memory lane tour. Not to pretend the past was perfect, but to show what normal used to look like. 1992, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and Ross Perot shared a stage in a town hall. They interrupted less, answered policy questions from voters, and even thanked each other. Tough, yes, but mostly about plans and trade-offs. 1997, a Democratic president and a Republican Congress cut a balanced budget deal. You can debate the policy, but the negotiation happened without a scorched earth media war. Early 2000s, Senators McCain and Feingold, Republican and Democrat, team up on campaign finance reform. Different philosophies, shared rules for the game. Mid-2000s, the Gang of 14 from both parties diffuses a judicial confirmation meltdown. Not because they agreed on nominees, but because they agreed on process. 2008, John McCain concedes and praises Barack Obama, calling for unity, a model of losing with dignity. 2010, repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell passes with votes from both parties after hearings and testimony. Disagreement? Absolutely. Demonization as the main tactic? Less so. 2012, after Hurricane Sandy, you even saw cross-party praise for disaster response. Again, plenty of conflict, but flashes of shared purpose. None of this era was kumbaya. There were impeachments, shutdowns, and brutal campaigns. But the default tone leaned more professional. The North Star was, win the argument, not annihilate the opponent. So how did we drift from that to today's own the other side culture? Media incentives shifted. Cable and online news learned that outrage holds attention. Algorithms learned to prioritize engagement, and nothing engages like anger. Nuance is slow. Fury is fast. Primaries and safe districts hardened the incentives. If your real threat is a primary challenger to your right or left, compromise becomes a liability. The cost of saying I'll work with them went up. Lawmakers stopped living in D.C., they fly in, vote, and fly out. Less time for bipartisan dinners or personal relationships, the social glue that once diffused conflict. Fundraising got nationalized and perpetual. The fastest way to raise money online? Paint the other side as existential evil. Escalate the language, escalate the donations, and social media rewarded performative politics, the viral clapback over the unglamorous committee markup. Governance became less visible than gotcha. This isn't about politeness for politeness' sake. Decorum is infrastructure for decision-making. When people respect the process, even while fighting like hell over outcomes, they can make deals. Without that respect, every compromise looks like betrayal and every loss looks illegitimate. Result? Gridlock on budgets, infrastructure, immigration, tech policy, you name it. Problems pile up because the incentives reward rhetoric over results. Citizens read the tone too. If leaders treat opponents as enemies, the public does the same. Trust erodes, conspiracies thrive, and the middle, where deals get made, shrinks. Let's contrast two styles. Style A, tough but respectful oversight. Members prepare, ask pointed questions, build the record. The witness knows they'll get grilled, but not mocked. That's how you fix a broken agency or expose waste. Style B, snark for the cameras. You might get 1 million views, but you probably won't get a better policy. The incentive is attention, not accuracy. When the camera's off, relationships matter. A senator can vote with you today and against you tomorrow and still be worth a phone call. That's impossible if every disagreement becomes moral exile. So how do we climb out without pretending we'll all suddenly agree on everything? Reward process. Ask candidates how they'll pass a bill, who they'll work with, and what trade-offs they accept. If they only talk in absolutes, that's a red flag. Consume differently. Share long-form interviews over hot-take clips. Follow committee work, not just campaign zingers. Starve the outrage algorithm. Push for structural tweaks that dial down incentives for performative extremes. Open primaries, independent redistricting, and real debates with time to answer. Even small changes can shift behavior. Tell your representatives that compromise is not betrayal, it's the job. Praise them when they cross the aisle on substance, not just symbolism. Decorum won't make disagreements disappear. We'll still argue about taxes, rights, security, the big stuff. But if the goal is to destroy the other side, the country loses no matter who wins. Different ideas, same team. If you're in for rebuilding a politics that solves more than it shouts, hit like, Share this and drop one concrete reform you'd support in the comments. Let's make civility go viral.